Hello, good day, and welcome here in Venture Capital TV from LATOKEN. My name is Javier. I'll be your moderator for today, and like every session, we bring you the innovation, technology, and solutions you want to hear about. And best of all, you get to hear directly from the co-founders or the CEOs of the project. Also, please note that you can find this interview and other interviews by visiting our website at latoken.com/VCTV/shows. You can also follow us on our socials like Facebook and Twitter. If you're watching us on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button so you can always be informed of great content opportunities and even giveaways. Something else to keep in mind, please, anything mentioned here is not any type of financial advice. Do your research before making any decisions is your choices and your responsibility. With that said, I would like to welcome our guests from BioFi. So, gentlemen, good day. How are you?
Hey,
Very
salutations,
well.
Javier.
Very welcome. Very welcome to the show. Today, we're going to be asking you a set of questions about BioFi. And to our viewers, if you want to know more about this project, please visit biometricfinancial.org, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. That's the website. That's where they're going to have all the relevant information about tokenomics community, about them, the ecosystem, and so on. So, with that said, gentlemen, I think we are ready to jump on the show. To begin with, can you please introduce yourselves? Also, I would ask you to introduce Finovant and the BioFi Token.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Brian Moss, CEO of Finovant. And thank you, Javier, for that great introduction and these questions. Firstly, biometric finance, or BioFi, is a utility token and a secure set of solutions developed by Finovant, leveraging the blockchain and decentralized services. This, in fact, is a very important project, and we do a lot here in terms of ensuring that the customer's data is private. We believe in safeguarding your personal information while providing peace of mind and instilling consumer confidence by ensuring that the power of access belongs to the owner of the data. That is you, the individual consumer. Our BioFi solutions represent most business sectors in the world and are available through our online ecosystem or portal. And this contains a family of secure products, which are easy to download and easy to activate and simple to purchase. BioFi and its ecosystem are truly global in nature, and that is significant for the common user of personal devices and anybody who cares about their personal data. We care about the speed, the security, the anonymity of your biometric identity. We keep this on the blockchain. It's decentralized. And part of the security is that this has a lasting impact. This works in every country and for every person. And I would say that we have an incredible and an amazing team. They're passionate with decades of financial experience covering innovation, crypto, blockchain, IoT, artificial intelligence. And our focus here is to provide the greatest utility to every person on the planet. So while we give this presentation here today, I'd like to thank the audience for attending. I'd like to thank the viewers in the future who watch this, and for all of the hard work that this team has put together to bring this to life, this incredible ecosystem. And thank you for asking that question and hosting us here today.
Thank you very much for that introduction, Brian. Actually, yeah, I was going to ask you about the backgrounds that make you and your team best suited to launch the BioFi ecosystem, but I think you already answered that. So I appreciate it. You read my mind. Now let's hear it from the rest of the team because I'm really curious to know more about it. What the rest of people are thinking about it. Cody, let's start with you. Can you please tell me about the tokenomics for BioFi and
Well,
how is it regenerative?
yeah. So before we jump all into the tokenomics, figure out give myself an introduction, and I know
Please do.
Chris was chomping at the bit over here to say hello. So my name's Cody Dyer. The Chief Strategy Officer over here at BioFi. The original author of the Proof of Existence token, one of the co-founders on the Governor DAO project. Very interested in the DAO space and blockchain as a whole. Of course, as we build further into Web3, we find an increasing issue with user fraud and have issues with Sybil resistance. And it's a real focus for BioFi and the Finovant team to be able to represent one-of-one users and be able to take care of your data and provide you a solid foundation for yourself and your family to grow. So if you Chris, you want to say hi real quick, and then I'll jump into the tokenomics.
Chris, please go ahead.
Thanks, Javier. Thanks, Cody. My name is Chris Benedict, and I lead the partnership and sales efforts here at Finovant. My personal background, I spent a lot of time in the innovation space and bringing new products to market, but I'm not alone in that. As Brian had said, we worked for big companies, global companies like Visa, MasterCard, IBM, Enterprise Holdings. So we have a our founders and our advisors have very, very deep backgrounds in bringing new solutions, particularly financially oriented solutions, to the marketplace. So that's my intro, Cody. Back to you for tokenomics.
Yeah, for sure. And I appreciate that. And Javier, thanks so much for the question. Very happy to be here with LATOKEN, and big thanks to VCTV. Now, of course, everybody's most interested in figuring out what makes the token so valuable, or where does the real value come from these ecosystems. And now it's a big part of what we're doing here to create as much value as we can within the ecosystem and for its contributors. We have a very small percentage that even goes to the development itself. And most, if not 50% of our supply is saved for all liquidity that's on the market. Now that's generated for individual liquidity holders and enterprise liquidity holders. Now this is for partnerships or other projects, or for being able to add value for people accessing and using our products and our utilities. So the big kicker, or what people are really looking for mostly in these token projects, is regenerative flow and value propositions that add constant utility and add products over time. So now the more products I can pack your ecosystem with, the more value you have to your token. So for say, these projects that, they might not be able to give 50% APY, but you might be able to have 50 projects in your ecosystem that give 1% APY. So now you might be earning, more rewards. These are different variations you're seeing all over the space, and of course need to be more focused, instead of generalized. So as we are able to build the utility of our product, services, and suites, for example, the Unisafe box, which is a password manager that's secured with your biometrics. Now you're locking up tokens or value prop on the chain, and you're receiving a code that allows you to have that service. So what our intent is to revolutionize how people are seeing products and services. So the utilities that can come with the NFT market, and being able to actually purchase and lock up and finance your services through depositing NFTs. So now for example, if you were to buy our Saytech utility project, which is one of our oldest projects, it's been here for several years. It's integrated in projects such as the Cryptic Wallet and Governor Dow's proof of existence token, uniting biometrics on the blockchain for unique users. And you're able to actually finance your services by depositing BioFi and locking that up for over a period of time. So let's say for a year contract, you would lock up $100,000 worth of BioFi. And by the end of that year, you would actually receive your reward back. So now our goal is to agree that products and services within the ecosystem have value. And then a consumer or a customer goes and they lock up that value for their period of time, financing the digital property or the product. So at that same time, when others agree that that product and service has value, even if you are receiving a reward for using the product over time, we're all agreeing that that service has a value, and the value of that service goes up in a dollar denomination, even though you're using the same amount for the service and the call time. So let's say if it was $1,000 for the service, for our Phoenix X1, for example, for our phone, if you were to lock up hypothetically $1,000 for the year for that phone in BioFi, similar to a crypto.com distribution model, where you would lock up that amount for that time. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the unlock, you would receive your deposit back plus your rewards. But at that same time, you're able to actually use that service. So now for the Phoenix X1, which is intended to be a 5G node phone, now you can compound that node phone and make it a more powerful computation device while locking up value and then extenuating the services that come with that utility. So now let's say you're financing your phone, you're financing Unisafe Box, and let's say down the line, what we're working on is a decentralized insurance pool. So now in a normal business model, or in a normal normal insurance model, your money is going into a black hole. And there's the massive bond market is like 80%, or excuse me, 80% of the insurance market is in bonds. So all of these slow moving systems that are all trying to catch up with the decentralized ledgers and the DAGs and the blockchains of the world, this is slowly becoming the inevitable. And all of these companies over time are going to see themselves on ledgers or communicating in a decentralized manner. And people think they want decentralized everything, but really they want decentralized ownership and then centralized distribution of products and services. So the value proposition can be regenerative, which is the main point that people want to see in these projects today. And why do I need the token? Well, there's so many tokens. Why do you need this token? Well, as we are working with B2B and business to user, we will be locking up as many possible endpoints for value storage on the utilities, whether it's the phone or the apps or the SATEC or any of the insurance or any of these projects that get wrapped through the tokenomics come into a regenerative flow for the community, or excuse me, for the providers of the service and the token holders themselves, receiving rewards for providing incentive to exist in this unique one-of-one, non-invasive KYC SIBR-resistant ecosystem.
Wow, thank you, Cody. That is really mind-blowing. Well, it's really a lot to take in. Yeah, really interesting.
Got me working on my birthday over here. I didn't even drop that one
Really?
yet. Today's my birthday.
Cody's
happy birthday.
I'm working through, excited to be here, talking with you guys, really unloading the thought process, because there's years that have gone into this. I've been working with these guys for over a year, and then they've already had over a year into all their products and services. So this isn't just you guys are popping up with a token. Oh, you need funding for your products. No, most of the products are already done. And we are trying to circulate the value and provide value for users, because we genuinely believe in providing for our users and letting that blossom. You can see that in our very emblem for our token. It's a genome that grows into a money tree, because your biometrics should grow into value for you, and that should be able to plant back and loop through your family, for eternity. That's why we're here.
So, BioFi is a project. When did it start? How many years ago?
So Finovant, Brian, if you'd like to go into the history on Finovant a little bit there.
Yeah, just from a company, it's a great question, and we'll have to have the audience sing Cody happy birthday here during the. That's a great question. The actual biometric side of it was kicked off years ago, probably around 5 years ago, and it's taken a while to kind of work through all the dynamics. And some of the products have been in development for multiple years, some shorter, depending on the complexity of them. But the whole thing started about 5 years ago, and it's just an amazing ecosystem. It's an amazing set of products. And we'll get into that, I think, a little bit later here and talk a little bit more in detail about those.
Great. After what Cody said, I do have a lot of questions. I don't know if we will have time to fit them all in, but we'll try our best. We'll try our best. And not to take you here, Cody, because I know you have to go somewhere else to party for your birthday.
Well, Nana's making dinner later. Other than that, all for you guys.
Okay, Brian, now that I have you were talking, can you please explain us how do providers interface with the BioFi ecosystem?
Yeah, that's a great question. So from a provider perspective, we have a very simple way for them to interface with the ecosystem. So this is all about utility and providing that utility to the providers. So for example, if a gaming company wants to put a game into the BioFi ecosystem, we make that very easy for them to do that. They could come to the website, they could purchase some BioFi from out on the market, bring it to the website, and put it into a program that would, in essence, allow them to tie themselves into the biometrics so that their customers can be authenticated or validated at the time they're performing a function. So, for example, in the game, it might be as simple as somebody paying for access to the game. Maybe they need some more, they want to buy some more time to interface with the actions of the game, or they need to get a sword or a shield or something. They're buying maybe some gas for their car. They're driving around the planet. We have an interesting game that we'll talk about a little bit later in the show here that we're adding into the ecosystem ourselves, and we're very passionate about that. But the idea is that these providers can come in, they can add themselves into the ecosystem. This is something that a third party does. So that's really all about utility. We're not in the middle of it. And so the utility token just runs on its own. The ecosystem runs on its own. The providers can come in, add themselves, and then bring a game. They can bring a financial application. They can bring something in healthcare and insurance and the government, the military, whatever they want to do. Each of these can be brought into the ecosystem quite easily, leveraging the BioFi token and leveraging the environment. So we provide the greatest security, and anytime a person needs to be validated, they have simple access to the environment. Furthermore, it only takes one BioFi, one single BioFi, for anybody to access the ecosystem. So this is not a heavy lift. This is not a difficult thing. This is not an expensive thing for anybody. And in fact, that BioFi could be gifted to somebody. You could gift a BioFi to somebody, and they could have access to the ecosystem and use all the features of the ecosystem with one BioFi. So this is great for providers. It's a very easy lift to join up, and they get so many benefits from doing it. So that's why we're so passionate about providing this utility to every person in the world.
You're on mute, Javier.
Javier, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Typical
Happens.
mistake. With me, it happens all the time, unfortunately. Chris, thank you, Brian, for that information. I have a question regarding to the latest part. But Chris, I'm going to turn to you now. And before I jump on my question, what I usually like to do here in the show, in the middle of the show, is just for our viewers to a little bit still remain with the idea to know what we're talking about. There's a little bit of so I could call it a game, Chris. Imagine you and me are buddies. Okay, we bump in the street, and you're very excited about your project, and you want to tell me about your project, but you only have 2 minutes.
Okay.
Can you please explain me the whole project and all the benefits in 2 minutes? Okay, ready?
Okay.
Go.
All right. So BioFi, the BioFi ecosystem is all about giving you, the user, control back of your data and your information. And what we are creating is an ecosystem that is held together by a token called the BioFi Token, which is the value exchange mechanism between users and providers. So basically, as you come in, the key thing is one of the key things is that we will secure your access and your information with your individual biometrics, so no one else can access them. We do not monetize your data like big data does today, unless you approve it, and you get the value exchange for doing that. So our objective is to, number one, secure your information, your access, give you access to decentralized financial services of your choice, and keep the ecosystem open to anyone who wants to participate, and make it easy for providers to bring new utility and new value into the ecosystem for the users and for other providers.
Great. Well done. And just under 2 minutes. There you go. Thank you, Chris. Well done. Okay, now let me jump on another question I had initially,
Sure.
which is, which Launchpads will BioFi be available on, and which countries are allowed to participate in the Launchpads? I wonder if there's any geographical restrictions.
Great question. I'll start with that piece. The only restrictions is that for people to participate right now is that it's non-US, that keeps us in compliance here in the States,
Okay.
non-US countries who are not on the current OFAC list
Okay.
are all allowed to participate.
Okay. For our viewers, OFAC list is the countries that are shown one way or another blocked. Please visit ofac.org in order to
Right.
get that latest list. But otherwise, it's the usual suspects. Chris,
Thanks,
go ahead.
Javier. That's right. I think it's Office of Foreign Asset Control or something like
Yeah.
that. But the OFAC list is the important list. Well, the reason we're here today is we're now part of the LATOKEN family. So thank you. That's our first Launchpad. We are in discussions with others at the moment, which will be announced as soon as they finalize. But let me come back to LATOKEN since we are part of the family now. We are launching. Round one launches on March 28th, and I have my cheat sheet here so I don't get the dates mixed up. So it's just about 12 days from now as we go out with our round one. Round two kicks off April 4th, and round three kicks off on April 11th. They're each a week. And that round will wrap up on April 18th and give us a day or two, and then the token will launch and be live in the marketplace.
Great. Chris, one question. Let's say by the end of the year, how many Launchpads do you think you're going to have under your belt?
I would say 2 or 3. We're not overly concerned with going out on a lot of them. What's more important to us is to bring BioFi into the marketplace. It's critical for us to get it launched, get people engaged in the ecosystem more than it is to just hold off and wait and do more Launchpads. We're finding the thing with Launchpads right now, the only challenge is alignment on dates. Timing is the big issue with any of them.
Exactly.
So right now we're interested in doing a minimum number, but more importantly, launching, as I said, in mid to late April, on Avalanche, by the way. That's going to be our network of choice. And the reason for that, if I can take another moment, is we want BioFi to be accessible to as many people as possible. We don't want it to be a token, a utility token that people have to bring a lot of money to the table in order to even have access and understand what's going on. Brian's point, you can have one BioFi and access the ecosystem. So we want to keep the price accessible to all, and we're not looking to be a whales only play.
Great, thank you, Chris. And you mentioned then the first launch will be on 28th of
That's
March?
correct. Yes.
Okay. So then to our viewers, please visit biometricfinancial.org. As you know, if you're the first one, then you're going to get the token at a favorable price. Obviously, later on, it will just increase in the different tranches. You can visit LATOKEN.com for more information about this project. If you do not have an account yet, it's very easy. Simply go to LATOKEN.com, open the account. You only need one piece of information to upload, and then you'll be able to trade. Thank you very much for that, Chris.
Sure.
That information. Now, after Launchpads, which exchanges will host BioFi, and which trading pairs will BioFi work with? Cody, do you want to take that question?
So your question was around the pairs and where it's going to be available?
Yeah, which exchange it will host it.
Oh, right on.
Which trading pairs is BioFi going to work with, and what will be the launch price of BioFi? Those will be the
okay. So the go live price. So through the rounds that Chris was just saying, they taper slightly. It's like 10% from week to week to the third week, and then the live price of 0.003. So a third of a penny is the go live price. We're going to begin on, like we're saying, we're launching on the Avalanche chain, and we're going to be going live on Trader Joe. Actually, is where it's going to be available. There's going to be an LP pool that's available through Trader Joe on AVAX. You're going to be able to earn dual liquidity of Joe and BioFi. That's going to be likely a wrapped AVAX or AVAX or whatever one. I'm pretty sure the wrapped one is usually the traditional LP token on the Trader Joe chain or Trader Joe platform. Excuse me. So yeah, we're going live with them, launching liquidity pool through them to begin for the first 30 days. And then after that, it'll likely we'll reevaluate if we need to. We'll increase the plan with Trader Joe to have liquidity pool with them for longer, or we'll run it straight through our website. I likely believe that Trader Joe will provide us the best visibility. And that's the real thing with the token. You know, like we were asking about the Launchpads, and you know, we weren't really crazy about. We're not trying to chase down a whole bunch of money for this. Really, we're trying to chase down a whole bunch of wallets and exposure. So, you know, the more people we can talk to, the more people that can find the products, the more people that can find value from the ecosystem. So the intent is to you know, plaster our names right up there on Trader Joe, provide the liquidity pool through that, and likely, or actually, in our right now we're running a campaign, a Gleam campaign. It's a 10K BioFi giveaway, and then users can actually, I'll throw you the link in the chat right now in case you want to post it to anybody or use it for anything later. This is to kind of get people to, getting the socials a little boosted, and getting people, if you enter your wallet, you'll actually receive one BioFi, so you can just get right into the ecosystem, no holds barred, and we will be giving away $10,000 to broken up through our top 1,000 contributors to the.
Cody, this is happening right now?
This is a campaign that's live right now. It's going to run live to, we started it on Friday, just, a handful of days ago, and it'll be running to the token goes live. This is just to get people to learn about the ecosystem, follow us on our socials, join our Telegram Discord, learn a little bit about us, and first place is going to win a grand in BioFi, and then, subsequently broken out. And then everybody who enters is going to receive at least one if they put their address in there, so that you can, your wallet will just be able to get right into the ecosystem, no questions asked.
Oh, that is great. To our viewers, then please visit that website. You still have time, right? So
Yep.
if I understood correctly, this will be until
until the
launch.
Okay. Yeah, until we're live on Trader Joe. We're gonna push the week and a half, the date that's on there, to just coincide right with the token live date. So everybody will get airdrop one token, and then they'll be able to get right in.
Oh, that is fantastic news. Great. We love giveaways.
Or more if you win. Or more than
That's
one.
great.
Great. No,
you basically get a free phone at that point if you
wow.
that $1,000.
Great, Cody. Thank you. That's awesome. I'm gonna leave the link here for a little bit so our viewers can copy it and go visit.
Cool, appreciate that.
Okay, Chris, let's go back to you. Can you please tell me about the products you currently have in the market?
Sure. Well, as I think you've heard a little bit about, SATEC is our core technology, and SATEC is our voice and face biometric authentication solution. So that's where we started. We're basically a security company that's now bringing that security into the blockchain space. So one of the easiest things you can check out right now is our wallet, the Cryptic wallet, which is a cryptocurrency wallet. It's available on the App Store and available on the Google Play Store today. It's out there. And it gives, not only is it very graphically oriented, it's very user-friendly. We actually think it's the best and most user-friendly crypto wallet on the market, but it is secured with SATEC biometrics. So you get a chance to secure that wallet. If someone knows your password, they still can't get in, right? They don't have your voice, they don't have your face. So that is a super secure cryptocurrency wallet to be used. And it's decentralized, it goes on all the major chains. So it's very useful and very easy to use. The SATEC is also in a web, that's an on-device solution. We have on-device, we have web, and we have Web3, and we can do cross multiple devices and so on. We have a Web3 solution that Cody touched on earlier that you can see out there with Governor DAO. And that is a proof of existence program which leverages SATEC in order to tie your biometrics to a wallet for whitelisting purposes, and know that they can do launches, NFTs and so forth, and know that people can't game the system and they can only participate one time. So it's a really fantastic solution and a great implementation in a Web3 environment for us. At launch, the SATEC APIs are going to be made available to providers who want to bring their solutions into the BioFi ecosystem, so that the ecosystem will grow exponentially. We've seeded it with Cryptic, with our partnership with Governor DAO, and with our coming UniSafeBox password manager, all secured with SATEC. But we want people to also bring their solutions to the table so that they can implement biometric security and be part of the BioFi ecosystem. Pardon me.
Great, thank you very much, Chris. I was trying to keep up with the information and the links relevant to what you were talking about.
Okay.
Well, I'll leave it there for a little bit for our viewers to be able to catch up. Again, to our viewers, please remember this interview is live. However, it will stay on YouTube, so you'll always be able to refer back to it. You can see it. You can get the links if you didn't have an opportunity to get it now. It will always be there on YouTube, and you can also download it and share it from there.
And Javier, all of those links are available on the project website, biometricfinancial.org. Things like Governor Dow, as you scroll down, there are some flip boxes, and you'll see Governor Dow, and you'll see our partnerships with people like Alchemy Exchange and CyberLeap Gaming are there also. So they don't have to write everything down. They just go to the project website, biometricfinancial.org, and they can find everything there.
And if you gentlemen allow me, then maybe at least I'm a very visual learner. I have to see things. So I'm just going to share here very briefly the website. And I think this is the part you were talking about, right?
Yeah,
Exactly
just slide
right.
the screen down. That's perfect.
That's right.
Okay, so then if our viewers can go to biometricfinancial.org, just scroll down almost to the bottom of the page, and they will be able to see all the
Perfect. Thank you, Javier. That makes it really useful, really helpful.
See, this is the place we're hoping to add more ecosystem contributors and everybody that integrates the SayTech or the different BioFi or any of the different, tools we have. They'll be able to get added to that list. But very, very interested in opening up more partnerships and proving our value. Because we've done it. We're here clearly doing it, and give us a chance to show you what we got.
Great. And talking about that, I also wanted to mention that to our viewers that you can get hold of the project by visiting their Twitter and their Telegram. You can see below the Twitters as the handle is Finovant, and in Telegram the handle is BioFi Community. Please do take those handles into account if you want to get hold of the project. Cody, now let's continue with you. Can you please describe some of the many use cases of BioFi?
Yeah, so as we were kind of, discussing before, and, as all these different products become available, and as we're saying here with our ecosystem contributors, we're really hoping to showcase all the different technologies and all the different devices we've already created and integrate them with your ecosystem and your users, and from the business to business perspective, or from our front, being able to actually securely provide value, and not just talk about the value we're going to provide, and not just talk about what the token can do, but actually show you, not all these things out that are, very far in the future. Well, there are things on our timeline that are in the future, but it's valuable right now, and we're proving that it works, and we're using it every day. And really things through, like, I know, for example, like my father, I've been hoping for years that I could get him a password manager that was done by his voice, because he can't get into the, banking apps on his phone. He just can't remember his passwords for the life of him. And even if I write it down for him, somehow it becomes a different password. So if I can get, Corey Dyer to, say his name into his phone, and it opens up his password manager, shows him all his wallets or all his different accounts or anything he wants to lock in, that's very valuable. And that's the $10 package, you know what I mean? So being able to see that, and then seeing like the decentralized phones, and being able to actually, so the phone itself is actually has a private and public side. So it'll be dual SIM cards. So you're actually able to have, face your front access for anything you want to be able to communicate with, Twitter, your front facing sides, or your banking info. On your back side, you could have your crypto wallets, or and then your biometric signatures, or your governance, and then the phone itself. We can bake any app that we want into that. Whether you have, for example, like if Governor Dow had a cell phone app for voting, we could download it into the phone itself. The Unisafe box will already be on there. Any type of application or utility that our ecosystem contributors bring, like if Javier comes up with a great DApp tomorrow, within a year, I'm going to get it in this phone. You know what I'm saying? So being able to kind of infinitely provide more value to other users, and being able to expand on its own, and being able to just show up to the website, do some staking, get hooked up. If you're staking with Satec, if you're a business to business staker, we're going to have a telephone line that you can call anytime, that you can have your products taken care of, make sure that everything's functioning the way it's supposed to. So, and as these reciprocal values comes in, as these ecosystem providers, and as more utility comes in, the value of the token can only increase, because we're just going to add more value to the ecosystem. That's the only goal. I don't care about the money. I care about what I can do with the token and what that's going to provide for me, and the data transference. So that's what I see with, like, for example, all these wallets you have now. Everybody's got a wallet, but what we're trying to aim towards is the transference of the data itself. If you can do coupons, one of our partners' gifts, if we can in the future work so that you can get a carton of milk sent to you as an NFT that you can get scanned at the store, and that coupon has now been registered into that machine, that is what these wallets are for. If you can open up your phone, scan your milk, that's something that we deposit into your wallet, or anything like that, whether it's drapes are on sale, whatever those coupons are for. We're hoping to revolutionize products on chain and how they're represented with token models, and being able to put that in your wallet. And, maybe you don't need $1,000 in, an EBT credits, but you can get $1,000 worth of items put into your wallet based on your needs. Or something that we're in conversations with is the electric vehicles, and they're really trying to, towns and cities are really trying to find ways to incentivize public transportation. And there's a lot of computation involved. If the bus is a better route to take today, or the train, or the bridge, the tunnel, what's the best route for you to take? That's something that businesses are trying to incentivize. And that's something that will be easily done with the ability of the Phoenix X1, and through our partners with Constellation, through their equipment with Door. So those types of products are only, and those types of value propositions are all out in front of us. All the data that's ever going to be made is all out in front of us. All the value that's going to be created, it's all out in front of us. We just got to get the best, most pristine looking bucket, and the best, flip that umbrella upside down and start funneling it in. Because if we can provide a place for you to mature your value and your growth, if you could do that for your children and start an account for them with a parent account, your wallet accesses their wallet, puts things in there, that's what we're focused on. We're focused on something that can last for generations. This isn't something, some quick project that we threw together. This isn't something that we have a short timeline on. In fact, we've pushed our launch for over 6 months just because we're trying to make this thing done right.
Great. I'm really curious now to hear about these projects. I would really like to go deep into it. I think we're going to leave that for our second part, because I'm sure how things are going to advance, then later on some of these projects might be already a reality, and then you can even take us through a demo, a visual solution of what the problem was, and how you guys helped it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that'll be fantastic if we can do that. Thank you, Cody.
Thank you,
Brian. Let's have some final questions. Which wallets are supported for BioFi, and can you describe your utility website?
Yeah, so from a wallet perspective, of course, we have our cryptic wallet, which is just a fantastic wallet. We talked about that here, and I just, before I jump into that other question, I just want to tie in a couple of things that the team mentioned earlier. This is a very passionate group that we have here. This is an amazing team, and these guys are doing a fantastic job. And the technology is very sophisticated. We talked about this, 5-year window. The important thing there, Javier, is that these guys have been bootstrapping this thing the whole time. We could have gone out, and collected a bunch of money day one, and funded this from the very beginning. But this stuff comes from the heart. It comes from the actual, just deep love of this ecosystem, of the ability to help people, of the ability to make a difference in the world. And that is why this team is so passionate about this. And when you talk about the products, when the team talks about the products, and you've probably seen this yourself, many tokens that are launched on the market do not have utility day one. They just don't have it. because much of what people many times have is a great idea, a very innovative idea. And you will know, and we know from our experience, that having the idea on paper and translating that to something that you can launch in the market, not just in a single country, but in every country, takes a lot of sophisticated planning. It takes architecture, it takes design, it takes coding and testing and commercialization, to the extent that it can be a utility, that it can run on its own, that it can operate on its own behalf. This type of thing is very difficult to do. And a lot of these projects, and we've looked at many of them because we also look for great partnerships. For those of you that are watching today, we're open to talk to you about partnerships and getting you in on the platform. This is a big part of what we do, is making this utility as broad-based and as accessible in every country on earth to every person. That is the beauty of this utility. And the fact that anybody can come into this ecosystem and immediately start using it, and for providers to be able to set themselves up quickly in a very simple way, that is where all the effort has come in and gone into this. And the team has spent just an inordinate amount of time and effort and focus to make this happen. So I want to thank the team here and all of our team who are watching this, and all of the people that use the ecosystem. So with that in mind, our wallet is a great wallet. You can definitely use things like MetaMask and Chrome-based wallets and Wallet Connect. You know, many wallets will connect you through the user interface. And Javier, I would like to take you up on your proposal to come back again in a week and a half and do an AMA with you. I think that's a fantastic idea. We can do some actual product screenshots, you know, do a couple live product demos very quickly to the audience. And of course, they can go to the website themselves and experience that firsthand. They don't need to wait for the AMA, but we love doing these AMAs. We have a whole bunch of these that we're working through in Southeast Asia at the moment. And that focus is switching over to Europe. And then we're going to move around to Africa and the Middle East and then South America. And our goal is to increase the size of the community. I think we started off last year with just a couple of hundred people on Twitter and a couple of hundred people on Telegram. And I think we looked at Twitter the other day and we were up to 5,500, somewhere around there. And on Telegram, I think it's crossed over 3,000. And this is all happening because we're doing this great outreach. And these numbers are going to go into the tens of hundreds of thousands now that we're really focusing in on these AMAs and getting the word out. And we thank you for your help on that and getting this out. And as many people that can watch this video, Cody brought up the Gleam campaign. We're very happy with that because that's getting a lot of great traction. And that'll help people to find their way to the website and interact in our different social media channels. So we're very excited about that. And getting involved, you know, go to the website, access the products, get ready for the ecosystem to go live. Chris talked about those dates earlier on this call, and we're very excited about that and for our partnership working together to get this into the market. So again, I'd just like to say thanks to this team and to everybody, and take any final questions that you have, but we really appreciate the time here.
Thank you very much, Brian. Thank you for that information. Yes, indeed. To our viewers, you noticed we didn't take any questions this time because we plan to do so in our next show, in our next episode that hopefully will be in around 2 weeks. And there might be even some rewards. So please keep an eye open in the LATOKEN Telegram announcements page. And then we'll post more information there. Cody, Chris, any final words for our viewers today?
I just want to say, thank you, Javier, for taking the time with us. Been a great host. Thanks Brian and Chris for making me look good up here, support me on the team.
Happy birthday, Cody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. Happy birthday to myself. Hope you guys enjoy my birthday too. And I do want to take just an extra second to thank the guys that have the guys on the team. Jordan, Austin, Ty, Angel, David. Especially Mike, Phil, all those people, Sandra, all the people that are really helping us. Nick, JPAP just got in with us. I know you guys really put a lot of weight on their back, and that it's not just us. It's not just a few of us. They're not just the executives. There's a whole team that I want to thank. So thanks, guys.
Perfect.
Great.
Thanks, Cody. I was going to go in that direction too. It's perfect. There's a big team.
They're more important.
There's a big team here. It's not just the three of us. So yes, I thank them. And Javier, thank you for having us today.
Thank you, gentlemen. Cody, thank you for being here on your birthday.
Yeah, awesome.
Hope you have an amazing one. You deserve it.
Appreciate that.
Gentlemen,
I'm gonna
I
say Anna.
truly expect to see you here in about 2 weeks. We're going to plan it to our viewers. We're going to post the announcements on our channels. So please keep an eye. Once again, Brian, Cody, Chris, thank you very much for all this information that you gave us. With LATOKEN, really, truly hope to have a great partnership. We'll assist you in whatever we can. And to our viewers, thank you very much for all your attention. We did receive your comments. We will address them one by one later on. Thank you once again, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon, and stay safe. Gentlemen,
Thank
have
you,
a great
everyone.
day. Thank you
Thanks,
very
guys.
much.
Thanks,
Have a good
everyone.
day.
Thank you.